California speed, multiple racing grooves, and 200 miles per hour of pure attitude. Welcome to 2-mile powerhouse known as Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, California. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Eliza Bethel alongside Matt Sisler for SnB's exhibition race number 1. Matt, I know you're used to being out there as a driver. Welcome to the booth, first of all. How you doing out there?
I'm doing fine, Eliza. Thank you guys very much for having me. It's a pleasure. I know it might take a race or two for me to get fully used to doing this. Basically traded the helmet with Pete as he headed downstairs to get in the car, but should be a blast to do this season. Can't wait to see what these drivers do here at Fontana.
Absolutely. These guys are still in practice, but we can have a look over here and see what kind of lap times we're talking about. From what we saw earlier, these guys are running around mid-39, so they're running pretty quick out there. I can tell you, Matt, I've seen several drivers kind of lose it off these corners. Do you think we're going to see that out there during the race?
I do, especially with these cars being so aero-dependent, getting in the wake and out of the wake, and with this track being so wide in the corners, I think we're going to definitely see 3 and 4 wide, and all it's going to take is one person getting it wrong out there. Not unlike a plate race, but obviously don't have the same mechanics as a plate race. But if you get into somebody's wake and then get out of it, somebody in the wall, and it could just very easily turn into the big one pretty quick with the speeds these guys are going to be returning today.
I agree. We've already seen a couple of pretty crazy wrecks out there, but I think we might see a couple during the race. It's going to be 80 laps tonight. They will have 4 sets of tires. I'm not sure how much they're going to have to save. We're going to have to keep our eye on that. We're kind of being generous. This is an exhibition race. No points are on the line. So we're just trying to get these guys, get that rust off the car and get them out there. We have a lot of veterans, Matt, we do have a lot of rookies this season. So that's pretty exciting.
Absolutely. And these guys are going to have to get up to speed fast. It's good that we have some preseason races. This is the first of 3, I believe, and it's going to be a good test for these rookies to get integrated in with some of these veterans who are very, very quick, very, very talented, and one of them, especially in Thomas Harmon, very, very hard out of my own personal experience to try to pass.
He does make it rather difficult to pass. He is a great competitor, very, very fast. We're going to see him I expect to see him out front tonight, but again, we do have a lot of new drivers, rookies for SnB, so I'm kind of curious, how will that play out for these guys? Where will we see them? We already see Travis Stroney. He is out here, 3rd place currently in practice. I want to see, what's he going to do in qualifying?
And that will be interesting as well, because we don't know exactly, with practice being an open practice session and then the qualifying being single car qualifying, it's going to be all on the driver to figure out how fast can I push this thing by ourselves. So we're probably going to see a little bit lower practice times than qualifying than we're seeing in practice for the times, but it's all going to be how well you can make that car stand up on its own here on this big 2-mile oval.
Absolutely. I've seen a lot of drivers testing as far as pushing these cars to the limit. Getting out there with their teammates and really just bump drafting pretty hard out there. So I want to see what kind of speeds we can get, how their car reacts to that. Is that going to get them a little loose out there? I guarantee we're going to be seeing some of that, but practice should be getting to a close, and it looks like Tom Flitcroft is going to be number 1 as far as speed goes in practice. Next up, it's going to be qualifying.
Yeah, and that doesn't surprise me with Tom with the 2 Toms at the top of the board, 2 longtime SnB competitors, raced against them in the Gen 6 season last year. Very, very talented drivers to go against. Very tough to pass, but also very clean drivers. We'll see what they can do in qualifying and see if they can't back up their practice speeds.
All right, we have Riley Sawyer out there in that 84 machine. You can see him already testing, trying to get those tires warmed up a little bit. And Thomas, Jungle Cat Wizard in chat, we just talking about him. He says, the car gets really loose in clean air after just a couple of laps, and I have seen that for these drivers. So we are going to have to keep an eye on that, especially in these first couple of laps during the race. But A lot of other drivers, Christopher Pugliese out there, Josh Cole, Travis Stroney, Ryan Robertson, Riley Sawyer, Andrew Allen, Peter Ruzick. He is out there, Devin Lucan, Luke Allen, all taken to the track for qualifying.
Yeah, and we'll see what happens. You know, if these cars are getting loose in clean air after just a couple laps, we'll see if it means like 3 or 4, if it means 2, and if it means 2, we might see some people getting the back ends out of turn 2 on their second qualifying lap, which for most tracks we're going to go to this season, that is going to be the money lap. You want to carry as much speed into turn 1 on that second lap as possible. Not at every track, but at a lot of tracks. So we'll see. We could have some people starting from the back if they slip up out of turn 2 here.
Everyone seems to be on a green time. Pete Ruzick is going to be out there with a purple lap time. We'll see where he ends up on the board along with Ryan Robertson. We'll see how that plays out. No lap times just yet, but here we go. Josh Cole on the board, 40.026. Riley Sawyer out there with a 40.069. Travis Stroney go to the top of the board, 39.8, Matt.
Yeah, impressive. Like you said, rookie here, making his unofficial series debut, and he just ran lap 2 up by the wall in turns 1 and 2, and that does seem to be a pretty quick method in qualifying. You want to carry as much momentum up out of 2. Thought he would go to the bottom in 3 and 4, but it looks like the top might be the preferred line for these Gen 7 cars here. We'll have to see how other times come in as Pete goes P2 with a 39.9.
We got Kranjus out there in chat saying his money is on the 84 to win. 84 is doing awesome. Riley Sawyer out there, P2 currently. So great job so far to him. We've seen him out here racing with us off season quite a bit. Love having him out here, and it's great to see him in this next season.
Yep, look, turning in a vintage Jimmy Johnson time to go to the second place on the board, and you have to specify vintage these days. But, I mean, a very, very impressive job in that number 84 Carvana Chevy.
Tristan Helf, he goes to the top of the board, 39.753. And I can tell you, Matt, I don't think that you're going to guess this, but he does have an injury. I've known him for a long time. He's got a hand injury. He shows me a picture today. He says, I cut myself, and he's got stitches on his hand. And I said, what the heck did you do? He said, I accidentally stabbed myself with a knife. So he's out here driving with stitches. No fun. So we'll see how long he lasts.
Oh, for sure. Driving with a hand injury is not fun. I've done it where I dropped a weight on my hand at the gym, and I had luckily it was my downshifting hand, which you don't have to do a lot in these cars. So very impressive for him to go to the top of the board by almost a full 1/10 of a second over Travis Stroney. I guess it's that front row motorsports horsepower coming into play again.
Yeah, that's crazy. So these guys, a lot of lap times extremely close, just within the top 8. We're within 2:10. So very close times out there. And then Luke Allen sitting P9 currently. He's going to lead the field with a 40 out there, with Josh Cole in 10th with a 40.026. Justin Mons in 11th. We have Andrew Allen in that 96 in 12th. Christopher Pugliese in 13th. Joseph Turley in 14th, and Brennan Book P15.
Not really living up to the Larson name, as I think you remember from the last time they were at Fontana in real life. Larson put on quite a show. He's going to have to find some speed there to match Larson today, although Brendan's often a very fast driver in race trim, so expect him to come to the front for sure in that HendrickCars.com. Believe that's the Indianapolis car Kyle ran.
Absolutely. I see Brody Folliker out here. He is going to be our Xfinity champion from 2 seasons ago. Our last season champion, Steven Maggio, he is not here tonight. He said that he's got work commitments that are going to kind of hold him back for a couple of races. So we're not going to see him out here for the exhibition races.
Which is a shame, but Steven, I fully expect when he gets here, he'll get in a car and it'll be like he never left. I race him on Saturdays in the O'Reilly Series cars, and he is a very fast driver. He's not going to need a lot of time to get back into the swing of things here with these Gen 7s.
For sure. All right, these drivers are getting loaded up to go in the race for 80 laps here at Auto Club Speedway. let's get that grid started. Tristan Helf, he is going to be on pole with a 39.753. And on the front row with him is going to be rookie driver Travis Stroney in that 14. Row 2 is going to be Riley Sawyer in the 84 with Austin Mitty to his outside. Row 3, Ryan Robertson, another rookie with Pete Ruzick on his outside. We're missing Pete. He used to be in the booth. He is out on track and not doing bad. P6 right there. In row 4, we're going to have Devin Lucan in the 52 machine with Rob Raskello in the three car. Geez. And in row 5, we're going to have Luke Allen in the 7 machine with Josh Cole in the 43.
Indeed. We're starting off row 6. We have Justin Mons with Andrew Allen to his outside. Behind them, Joseph Turley and the Xfinity champ from 2 seasons ago, Brody Falliker in the 42 car. Christopher Pugliese and Brendan Book make up row number 8. They're the last ones to take time. Thomas Harmon, Jimmy Cocker, 2 very fast drivers, are going to look to come through the field. They're in row 9, row 10, Francis Hamilton, and Thomas Flitcroft.
All right, 21st is going to be Jordan McGraw, and to his outside is going to be Philip Bridgman in the 24 machine. P23 is going to be Andrew Sanford in the 37, with Brian Pizzikimi sitting P24. And last but certainly not least, P25, William B. Roberts. And that is our field here for Auto Club Speedway Exhibition Race number 1. You guys out in chat, let me know, who do you see winning? We already have one saying Riley Sawyer. Great pick. He is, I'll say, a rookie. This will be his first full-time season with us. He's ran with us during the off-season, but man, it's going to be a fun season. I'm excited.
It definitely should be. With these Gen 7s, I will admit, for the past year, I didn't really enjoy driving them because they were tough, but I've started to get into the zone with them, and they're a challenge. They're a driver's type of car. They're a lot harder to catch if you make a mistake, so you really have to drive these cars. You can't lay back at all, unlike you can with the O'Reilly's cars or the trucks or even really the Gen 4 cars. So this season, it's going to be on the drivers, and I can't wait to see exactly what happens. Who's going to rise to the top? Who might fall back a little? Will we see any surprises?
I'm right there with you. Man, I'm excited to see where this goes. But Tristan Helf, you can see him going to be leading the field. They will go on green. After that, they can choose their line and when they do go on a restart. But we're getting ready. 80 laps here at Auto Club Speedway. Pace car will be pulling off momentarily, and we'll get this race started.
2 Fords on the front row, 2 Chevys behind them, and then a split row on row 3, a Ford and a Chevy. Excited for this to get underway.
Green flag, green flag.
Here we go. Green flag and cloudy skies. These guys going across the start-finish line. We are underway. Tristan Helf, he is leading the field here, and already we are 3 wide, Matt.
I'm not surprised. With like we talked about pre-race, Eliza, these cars with this track, you can get as wide, 4 and 5 wide. Just so much room here at Fontana to do that. Expect that throughout the race.
Oh, absolutely. A nice little lead out for Tristan Helf. He's got Travis Stroney directly behind him. Let's take a look here. Looks like he's going to try to make that high side work. Now, what I've noticed with this car is you see a lot of drivers. We already have a couple of drivers hitting that wall, but on these seems a couple of these guys will be getting loose.
Oh, for sure. And that's part of the trick with this older surface at Fontana, at Auto Club, whatever you'd like to call it. I call it fun. These cars these cars sit rather low to the ground. Like I said, they are tough to drive. They're definitely a driver's car. You have to drive them, which means you have to know the balance. If you get it wrong, you'll see guys start to slide, as we see Pete Ruzick making a move for second to the outside.
Pete Ruzick goes from the booth and grabs a helmet, and yeah, you see him right here. He's going to be P3. Travis still leading the field. Tristan in second. Pete in third. We're going to have Ryan Robertson in fourth. Rob Rossello, he is going to be P5, up 3 spots from where he started. These guys, still a ton of racing going on, and it looks like these guys are going to be almost 4 wide just a second ago. Welcome to Auto Club. This track is wide, and you can fit many cars across.
Oh, for sure. And one of the advantage, and this track, when it existed, did have the sister track, my home track of Michigan International Speedway, but you never really felt like you could do 4 wide at Michigan. You could just about, but it was very sketchy. Here, a little bit flatter corner, banking in the corners. You can really stick 4 cars in on the 4 grooves and make it somewhat comfortable.
Still racing, you see a tight race between Andrew Allen and Luke Allen. Both these Allens side by side. Andrew Allen gains 3 spots, sitting in that number 96 Toyota, looking very, very solid. We have 25 drivers out here tonight, and I can tell you for Daytona, we have 41 drivers signed up. So this is about a little over half the field. It's going to be pretty exciting, but I see you guys out there. What's up, Silent? Gotcha. Hope everyone's doing well. Dougie, hope you guys are doing good.
And they're still deeper in the pack, 3 wide back there for about like 18th place, I think. Just the nature of this track. You can go 3, 4 wide even if you're running mid-pack.
Yeah, a little surprise out here. We talked about Thomas Harmon. I was expecting to be up front right away, but I do believe that he did not qualify, I'm not mistaken. So we see him P17. And Brian Pizzakimi, he usually does not qualify. Josh Cole, he has lost 14 spots. Unfortunately, something has happened with him. And Christopher Pugliese, he has lost 10 spots, sitting P25.
Yeah, they've seemed to drop off the back of the pack a little, but to focus on somebody moving forward, we have, unsurprisingly, Brendan Book up 5, knocking on the door of the top 10. Andrew Sanford plus 8 already, and we're only 6 laps in.
Ooh, trouble.
Trouble back straight away.
Yeah, our first caution out here. Let's take a look, see if we can find out what exactly happened. Devin Lugan, William Roberts, both involved. The 52 gets loose, goes head first into the wall. Several drivers miss him. Unfortunately, the 71 of William Roberts goes head first into that 52 machine.
Yep, and that is the nature of the beast. You said it in the pre-race, Eliza. These cars will get loose on corner exit. We saw it happen right here, and it's probably not going to be the first time, or probably not going to be the last time we're going to see it tonight.
Absolutely. Gotcha. Thank you so much. I appreciate the subscription. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hope you're doing well. The 71, exhibition race. We're just going to say that maybe he just didn't see it. Let's go on board, see what's going on here. Let's go on board with the 71, and hopefully we can find out what it looked like from his point of view. You see that smoke? Driving through the smoke. Unfortunately, you could not see him until last second. That's just one of those things. You got to trust your instinct. You see smoke, there's fire. Unfortunately, he did not turn in time.
Yeah, unfortunately, he got burned. And the other, like I've said with these cars multiple times, they're very hard to control, and including when these things need to make a fast change of direction, like William would have needed to do right there to cut left and then come back right. These cars get very unhappy. They like to spin. They like to slide. And William probably thought that the car was going to be up against the wall. Unfortunately, not quite all the way there, and he just had nowhere to go.
Absolutely. Dark, I see you out there. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing great. It's our first exhibition race. Matt is new here to the booth. Give him a hand. He is doing awesome. Justin Mons, he is out there on track and in chat, and he says, yippee. Hopefully that means he is alive. He looks alive and doing well. No damage that I see on this car from this angle. And we're going to find out, are these guys going to make their way onto pit lane?
Looks like we got some takers, and again, Fontana does chew up tires, so not a surprise. See Brian Pizzakemi come down, I think, Philip Bridgman, Jordan McGraw. Some of these guys a little further back trying to play strategy, and, we'll see if it works. We get a long run. This track does lend itself to fuel mileage races.
Looks like about 15th on went in, and a couple of drivers are coming out here. Andrew Allen is out. Thomas Harmon, he is out. Jordan McGraw. So We do have a couple of takers, but Travis looking very, very strong out there. I want to see, can we get him? It's going to be the first one. They changed a couple of things, but we'll get him in the broadcast booth. Travis, it's Eliza. How you doing out there?
What's going on? I'm doing good.
Man, a rookie, and you're already making your name known out here. How's the car feeling?
She feels good. I love this track. It's like my home track, Michigan, you know,
Very
RIP to
nice.
Auto Club. But
Yeah.
I feel like I always run well at these 2-mile tracks. And yeah, no, car feels great. I was really stressing just to get out front and get some clean air and keep the car clean. I don't want to be in any of that mess behind me. So
I hear
that's the
you on
goal.
that. All right, strategy moving forward. What are we going to do out there? Are we saving tires or just trying to keep everyone behind, like you said?
No, just trying to keep everybody behind. I want the clean air more than I care about my tires right now, especially with having 4 in the pits. So we're just gonna try and keep everyone behind me, and you know, keep it that way. I want to be there at the end.
All right, I wish you luck. You're looking strong out there. And tell me, which team chat were you in?
Oh, go Syndicate.
Okay, all right, I'll get you back out down there. Good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck.
All right, you heard it from Travis. He says it is much better out front where there is clean air, and that's where he hopes to stay here in this exhibition race. And you see, Pete Ruzick, how about that? I'm excited for him. Usually in the booth, and this season, he's out on track, Matt.
Yeah, what a guy to be able to decide that, like, he wants to race. He's a racer. He decides, hey, I can still go out there and do this. Let me get back in my next gen and go out there. Really impressive to see him come out this quick and be running up the front, and he's going to restart to the inside of Travis here for this restart here on lap 10.
All right, first caution of the night. A couple of drivers involved, but man, I'm proud of these guys. A lot of drivers did miss that ruck. Unfortunately, one was unable to, so some casualties out there. But hey, we're getting ready to go back to green once again. There goes the pace car. We're going to go on board with Travis and have a rear view look out
Green
the back.
flag.
All right, lap 9 of 80. We are back to green. We got Travis, and he has Ryan Robertson directly behind him out here. All the way back, we are 2 wide, and you can see they are fanning out already.
Not a surprise going into these corners. Almost 4 wide as Brendan Book loose off 2. He saves it, just about coming back up. We'll see if that's going to be a caution. How about Pete, though, off that restart? He got the whole shot, and he's taken off.
Yeah, it looks like Brendan Book struggling. He is starting to move once again, but man, I'm surprised a caution did not come out. But Pete, with a nice little gap out there, unfortunately, we're going to have some drivers with the momentum. Is he going to be able to hold him off? We're about to find out.
I mean, and you heard it from Travis in the interview. You want the clean air, and Travis is going to have to fight through that dirty wake off the 26, see if he can't get back around him as he works back to try to get back to P2. We are 3 wide for about, I'd say, 10th on back.
Let's have a look back here. You can see a lot of drivers trying to jockey for position and trying to move up high, move down low, and you see that 4 of Justin Mons kind of wiggling his way through directly in front of that 37 behind that 84. So these drivers just trying to find any way they can improve their position out there, and it is tough. It is very, very tight racing.
Well, and the problem is, it's just like its sister track of Michigan in this regard. If you don't complete this pass, if you go low and dive out of the preferred line up high, you don't get it done, there's a very good chance you could get freight trained and lose 4, 5, 6 spots before you can find a spot to get back in. So you gotta be careful, and you gotta figure it out when you're gonna make that move.
You said it right there, and we're on board with Tom Flitcroft. He sits P14 up 6 spots from where he started, riding that high side. I feel like he's pretty notorious for doing so. It looks like he's got a nice little run and momentum coming out of turn 4, going through the tri-oval and heading into 1.
Yep, to the outside he goes against Brody Falliker, although Francis Hamilton behind him, go Tigers, looking for a spot to try to sneak by him, and he gets right up against that outside wall in 1 and 2.
Take a look. I want to have a little race analysis, race recap here. Lap 13 of 80. Currently, our leader is Pete Ruzick. We have had 1 caution and 2 lead changes, and it looks like we may have another one. Travis going down low. He's getting a little push from that 2 machine directly behind him. I know Pete saying, come help me. I need some help up here.
And he's getting a little bit of help from that 3 car, trying to stay on that right rear quarter panel, and he couldn't quite do it. Great move from Travis, looking like Tony Stewart out there in that car as he goes back to the lead.
Very, very interesting. We're starting to see these guys go single file. You have that 3 underneath the 26. That's going to be Rob Rossello. He is directly underneath, gained 5 spots so far. Meanwhile, P6, Riley Sawyer in that 84 machine. Josh Cole in 7th. Tristan Helf, who we saw on pole tonight, he's sitting P8 with Andrew Sanford 9th, and Justin Mons rounding out your top 10.
Maybe not for long. Justin going way to the bottom in turn 1, down to the first groove, and he's going to get 2 of them, it looks like, as he comes off of turn 2. That Mons Chevy looking very good so far.
38's going to be right behind him. These guys very, very close. Travis out in that lead. It looks like we're going to have Ryan Robertson going for the lead also. He is down low, but that high side, all the momentum. So Travis, he's going to be able to keep it so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Good job for him on that part. Further in the back, we had the 7 car get loose, and they were 4 wide coming down the front straightaway. Looked pretty comfortable, though, here at how big this track is. It looked really comfortable.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of forgiveness. These cars, we talked about it before the race. They kind of have a thing where you think you're good, you're racing the same way you have for several laps, and then all of a sudden you just lose it, and there's no saving it. But I feel like Auto Club might be a little bit more forgiving as far as the space goes. You have a little bit more room to try to save it.
Yeah, if you really get out of control in these cars, the only way I've found to be able to save it is to just full-on lock it down, and the car will naturally come back to you. But obviously, you're going to lose so much momentum, so much time, so much speed, so much everything. So that would be a last resort. But yeah, here at Fontana, you've got like 4 lanes of track to try to save it, plus that lower line. If something goes wrong, you do have a little bit more room to try to catch the car.
Back up here. Oh, the 3 with a hard hit to the wall. That might put a little bit of damage to that right front. We'll see how he reacts and if he falls back a little bit. But right now, he is right on that bumper of that 2 machine.
Yeah, and that's going to be the thing. You don't, in dirty air with these cars, your normal line through the corner that will get you out to the wall perfectly when you're in clean air or even in a little bit of dirty air, not completely obscured by that leading car. It's going to put you into that wall quicker than you think. These cars get very tight when they're behind other guys, as we see Ryan Robertson looking for the lead in 3.
Juice, thank you so much for the raid. Party of 24, you guys are awesome. Thank you, thank you. I hope everyone is doing well. Welcome in. Dee Dee, I see you out there. Welcome, welcome. Hopefully I didn't miss it for too long. It's been a while since we've done a league stream out here, but man, exhibition race number 1, and these guys are putting on a heck of a show. Doing a great job out there, but man, oh man. 25 drivers, and it's going to be nothing compared to Daytona, where we're estimated to have around 41 drivers set to grid.
Oh boy, 40. You have a full field for Daytona. If you guys watch this year's real life 500, that is pure chaos. When you bring these things to a plate track, you're side by side, sometimes 3 wide, rows deep. Get one mistake, as we saw with what happened at the end of the real life one with Carson Hocevar. Anything can happen. If you make a mistake, it could cause chaos. Be ready for it when Shake and Bake goes there in a few weeks.
You said it. I couldn't have said it better myself. And let's take a look. Andrew Sanford, he's P5. He is up 18 spots from where he started. He started 23rd. He's currently sitting P5, so huge props for him. He's doing amazing out there. And Psychedelic, I see ya. Thank you so much for the follow. I hope you're doing well. Appreciate it. Man, These guys are on the move. He's going to be our biggest mover, it looks like, of the night so far. Second is going to be Mr. Jimmy Cocker out there. He started 18th, currently sits P7.
And don't count Tom Flitcroft out either. Didn't set the qualifying time. Knew he would do this and come towards the front, and he's plus 12 at the moment, all the way up from P20 to 8th.
How about that? Doing a great job. And these guys, that's 5th, 7th, and 8th. So it looks like some great spots along with Philip Bridgman. He gains 10 spots. Started 22nd. He's currently P12. And Matt, we have a new leader. Let's take a look. And it looks like they are going to be almost 3 wide. But Ryan Robertson gets a nice momentum move out to the front. Takes it up high. And they are 3 wide for P2.
Oh, they got to get that settled for turn 1. They do. Travis on the outside, Rossello down low. They're going to go side by side down the back straightaway for second.
That is wild. We're going to have a 37 trying to dive it down low. He sees that 3 who we saw hit the wall earlier. Looks like his car is driving okay so far, but man, we got a lot of competition up here in this front part of the race, front part of the track here. Take a look at these moves. Jimmy Cocker just going down low, trying to make it past that 3.
Yep, and the 3 got the wall again, and that's the problem. When you get in the wall once, you start hitting it. It becomes harder and harder to keep the car off the wall. It looked like he might have done a little bit of cosmetic damage, hopefully not any wheel damage, because that'll make this thing very hard to control as this race goes on.
We are on board with that 3 car. Rob Rossello, he is out in P6. As we said, he has hit the wall a couple of times, but still holding on to it, riding mid lane currently, right behind Jimmy Cocker. We'll see what he can do, but yeah, hopefully his machine is not too devastated from that. I'm kind of curious, is that going to affect how much he can draft with that damage on that right front?
That would, it'll depend. It depends on how iRacing is going to do it, because we've seen iRacing physics be kind of wonky at times. It just depends how much it's going to say is on the front and how much of it's going to say it's on the right side. It could affect him a little bit, but I think more, it could affect on a side draft a little bit more than it might affect him trying to stay in the draft of the cars in front of him like Jimmy and Andrew.
Ryan Robertson looking very confident out here, P1, and let me tell you, these guys are rookies for SnB. Ryan Robertson, Travis Stroney, we talked to him earlier. Josh Cole, our top 3 drivers, all rookie drivers for Season 6.
Yep, and they're putting on the show. They're showing the veterans that they can hang up there, but the veterans are closing. Andrew Sanford and Jimmy Cocker right on them. Jimmy running that sort of test scheme tonight in the 11.
Yeah, Andrew Sanford is saying, you know what, I'm out here. I'm not going to let these rookies take this over. So him and Jimmy, they're on their way up there. But hey, we got another rookie, Rob Rossello, directly behind him, P6. Riley Sawyer, I'll call him another rookie. He did run with us in the offseason. But Andrew Allen, P8. What is going on with our veterans? Where are they at, these rookies? Our veterans have some competition.
They definitely do, and again, it is also the nature of this track. And remember, at first caution, lap 8, we did see a lot of people, including a number of veterans I did notice, come down either to get fuel or to get another set of tires and try to move forward. So don't count out the veterans yet, like Falliker, Hamilton, and Pizzichemi. They are, and Harmon even, they are known for strategy. I expect them to start to come forward as this race starts to wear on.
Yeah, Brody Falliker, he is sitting at P11 so far, and he's going to have Tom Flitcroft right behind him in 12th. Austin Mitty, 13th. Brian Pizzichemi, 14th. Tristan Health, who we saw him on pole, and he's got a bit of a hand injury. He sits P15. Thomas Harmon, 16. Philip Bridgman, 17. Luke Allen, 18th. Joseph Turley, 19th. And Christopher Pugliese, sitting P20.
Yep, and a lot, and kind of surprising to see Tristan fall back, although with maybe the hand injury affecting him with just a little bit, it is quite difficult to drive, especially these cars where you have to be on it all the time if your hand's a little bit under the weather.
Taking a look at these drivers and what they're doing as far as pit strategy. our top 7, they are going on 27 laps, so have not pitted yet. Andrew Allen, he has taken a pit stop after 7 laps. I do believe that was our first caution. So we'll see when these drivers start to pull in. It's going to be very interesting.
Yep, and it'll tell us when we can expect stops in the future. Obviously, we think it's probably about a 2-stop race here if this stays green. Maybe one late one at the end for a splash of fuel. So it should be interesting when we see these varying strategies. And we saw what Travis said in the caution, Eliza. He wanted the clean air. He didn't really care about his tires. Right now, front 7 all having really not pitted. They're making that stand up.
Yeah, you can see just from the rear view of this, these drivers are starting to get very well separated. 19th, 20, up to 22nd. They do have a lot of separation. We're not 3 and 4 wide like we were earlier, but let's have a look. Andrew Sanford, he's in a nice little train here. This is going to be led by Rob Rossello, it looks like. Possibly, yeah, Travis Stroney. So, yeah, 14th, that's going to be him. P3, we're going to have 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th, not too far behind.
Nope, and Jimmy Cocker making the move, trying to become the 2nd car in that train off of turn 2. We'll see if he can't get by the 3 going to turn 3.
Makes his way down, yeah.
Bottom. If he slides up right now, he should get clear of that 3 car. Maybe not quite. That 3 had a lot of momentum up off the high side.
Gonna try again. I know some of these drivers, they have all different favorite cars, so I know it's going to be different for their driving styles. Kind of curious. We are going to have driver interviews pre-race this season once again. I always love getting to know everyone, and I want to see all about them. What is their favorite car, favorite driver, favorite track? Just random stuff we don't know about them. So that's going to be another exciting thing that we're bringing back into Season 6.
It always brings a nice flavor to these broadcasts when you bring drivers up and get to know them outside of the race car and everything. So very nice touch that you do here with Shake and Bake, Eliza. It's exciting to be in the booth this time and get to ask some questions to these drivers as the season goes on.
Yeah, how is it for you going from driving to the booth? Is it a smooth transition, or are you kind of missing seeing the action out here?
I wouldn't mind doing a preseason race just because there's no points on the line and I could just be competitive and throw my car in as we have a caution coming out. So hold that thought.
Caution port. In the wall.
Find out what happened here. It looks like Jordan McGraw involved. Let's try to take a look here. Ooh, a lot of damage on that 34 machine. You can see him. Looks like he's just coming off the corner and just loses it. Goes hard into the wall. A lot of damage on that nose. It doesn't look like anyone else is going to be involved, luckily enough. But, man, he's going to have to bring that car in, and he can't even hold it. Look at it. Oh, unfortunate.
Absolutely unfortunate, and it's almost identical to what we saw in the first caution, except for the fact he was running about 23rd when it happened, so everybody else around him was able to kind of, dodge out of the way and not get involved. Lucky, that's about the lucky part. Unfortunately for Jordan, that Chevy's pretty torn up.
Yeah, let's see. We're going to have him walk him on down pit lane. He looks like he's pretty good speed, but try to make it down pit lane and get him in. Hopefully we can see him back out there once again. But Ryan Robertson doing a fantastic job out there. Led quite a few laps so far, sitting first, up 4 spots from where he started. Josh Cole, P2, up 8 spots. Travis Stroney, he is in 3rd. And Rob Rossello still holding out there after hitting the wall a couple times. He is P4 with Jimmy Cocker, rounding out the top 5.
Yeah, good job for Rob right now. Obviously, it's only been like a Darlington stripe or Fontana stripe, if you will, at this track. So doesn't look like anything other than cosmetic damage on the 3. He looks pretty solid so far. We'll see if he can't move forward when we get 4 fresh tires on these cars.
A lot of drivers. I'm pretty sure almost the entire field in pit lane. So everyone getting those fresh tires and fixing any damage that they have. I'm kind of curious if Rob will have any damage to fix after those wall taps. But Ryan Robertson taking his stop and Here they all come on down for our second caution of the evening here at Auto Club Speedway.
Yep, and now we will see, I think, everybody put on 4 tires and try to go, or looks like maybe not. We got a few that are trying to jump up the order. The 2's going to win the race off pit road, it looks like, with Travis right behind him.
I'm going to have to bring up Ryan Robertson. We got these rookies out here. Got to show them some love, talk to them, and see how their car's feeling. I mean, they're doing a fantastic job. But, Ryan, I got to bring you in the booth. Man, you're looking strong out here, too. You got a couple of teammates that we've already talked to. How's your car doing out there?
That's doing pretty good. Definitely able to run all over the track. Saw we were 4 wide on the start. Track's pretty good right now, so it's been really fun so far.
Are you getting loose at all? I've seen a couple of drivers get loose or a little on the tighter side.
Yeah, seems like that bottom couple grooves, if you hit it wrong, you will get loose and go back up the track. So it's a little treacherous if you're in traffic.
Now, we've seen quite a few rookies out here for SnB leading the field. Any teammates that you're going to be trying to work with to win this race tonight?
Definitely working with the 43, the 14, and the 3. We've all been up here pretty much in the top 5, so we're definitely leaning on each other a little bit to, try to get to the end of this race, and we'll put one of us in victory lane.
All right. Well, you're looking great out there. Good luck to you moving forward, and we'll see if we can talk to you in the booth after the race.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right. You heard it from Ryan Robertson. He disappeared on my screen. That's kind of... Hopefully he makes his way back up there. But Travis, we still see him out in the front. Man, these guys doing great. Gotcha says, I'm looking to check out the schedule. Where could I get all that information? You can get it on our Discord. It should be a link out there, or take a look. I know I got the schedule out here. There's your schedule. Daytona duels are going to be March 22nd, I do believe, or 23rd. Next week, though, we're going to be heading to Martinsville. It's going to be a heck of a race out there. It's going to be a fun one.
Oh, God, Martinsville. I mean, it seems like looks like there's Ryan coming back up, so that's okay. He'll get back in position. But, yeah, Martinsville, oh, boy. Gonna have a lot of torn up fenders and annoyed drivers at the end of that one, but hey, good thing for me. I'm up here, they're down there. I don't have to deal with it.
I hear you on that. It is gonna be crazy. Gotcha. We are filled already. We do have a little bit of a waiting list, so if you get in Discord and pick interest here, we'll see what we can do. But we are off and running once again. Take a look across the start-finish line, lap 36 of 80. Ryan Robertson out with a nice lead. Travis fighting. I don't know what's going on here, but these guys are 3 wide for P2 once again, trying to make their way up to the lead to 2 car. Gets loose.
Goes.
Man,
Will there be
man.
a caution, or is he far enough off the track? They're still green for now.
I hope we didn't have our first booth jinx, but so unfortunate to see. He is making his way back onto the track slowly, but here he comes.
And Andrew Allen, taking advantage of the chaos, goes from top of 3 for second to the lead at the line. How about that?
I always say it is lap 1, turn 1. That is the craziest. Doesn't matter if it's a road course or an oval. And this goes for restarts too, and we've seen it every single time. It gets very racy, but man, it looks like these guys are 3, almost 4 wide in the back. Let's have a look here. Tristan Helf, the 78, and then we had the 24 down low.
Absolutely, you can see it even off of turn 4 now, because it's so imperative, right, if you feel you're one of the fast cars, get forward when everyone's bunched up, because as we've seen, it's very difficult once these tires start to wear and the field starts to rubber band out a little bit to be able to make your way up there. You have to drive a lot harder, so you get everything you can here. It's a trade-off balancing attack versus risk, and right now we're seeing these drivers do a pretty good job of it so far.
On board with Andrew Allen, taking a look out back. We got Josh Cole, P2, Travis Stroney in third, but take a look our Xfinity champion Brody Folliker in that 42 machine up 10 spots. He sits P4, so he's doing a great job, and a couple of veterans, like you said earlier, making their way up through the field. But man, that chaos on that restart, a little crazy.
Absolutely, and you could see Jimmy Conker goes for the move into turn 1 on that restart, looking for second. The 2 gets loose in front of him. As we have somebody else getting loose off a 2. I think that's the 84, Riley Sawyer. But off that restart, Jimmy makes the move, trying to go to second, probably trying to get to the lead very quickly. And, we have trouble. Brian saved it. Pugliese as well. They are still 3 wide, leaning on each other. There goes the 7.
Caution.
Hard hit.
was the
Man, oh
forward
man.
driver towards
I
the
want to
end of
say
that
that, yeah,
little runway
Luke
assist.
Allen. These guys just going for everything that they can. And man, it is causing some drama out here on track. Let's see if we can have a relook on what happened here.
Absolutely, and I think it really started, cars started getting stacked up. Then you had Pugliese and Pizzicemi get together in the middle of the corner from what I saw. And when you try to check up in these things, these cars are so unstable, and Luke sees it, checks up, car twitches one way, but then it grips back up and straight into the outside wall that car goes. That's a lot of damage to that number 7 machine.
Yeah, that is a tough break right there. Let's take a look. Jordan McGraw still out on track. Luckily enough, William Roberts, he has not been in there. He is out along with Devin Lucan. The Luke Allen, he's got a lot of damage to repair too. And man, these are hard hits into the wall. A lot of these drivers lucky to be out here still after some of that damage.
Absolutely. We still have, this is a caution that's going to benefit the 3 tailing cars in the field, like Jordan McGraw, like Luke Allen, and Robertson. Remember, Robertson from the lead on the restart lost it, may come in and put on a fresh set of Goodyear tires after pretty badly scuffing them up. But this is going to help out a lot of damaged cars. They're going to be able to come in and get. And one of the benefits to Fontana being so big, the caution laps help so much. If you have damage, you might be able to get a lot or all of it fixed depending on how many cautions are in a race.
Yeah, we have Ryan Robertson in, Luke Allen, Francis Hamilton. It looks like Luke Allen might have missed his stall a little bit. Francis Hamilton in, and Brian Pizzicemi, all drivers that got a little loose that I saw. Andrew Sanford, I'm not sure if anything happened to him or he just came down to grab a set, but they should have plenty of tires for tonight. Andrew Allen, he is still in the lead, though, under this caution. Josh Cole in second, Travis Stroney in third, Brody Folliker fourth, and Justin Mons going to round out your top 5.
Very strong top 5, and I'm not surprised to see Brody up here. Even though he started P14, he survived the early chaos, and he's one of the fastest drivers out here that I've been able to go against. Not a surprise to see him going to be starting from the second row on this restart.
Third caution of the night. Man, we talked about how crazy these restarts can get. You have to go for every position that you can. That's your optimal time to make it happen. I mean, the cars are stacked together, but it's also the scariest time, which is why these cautions can come out. So I'm kind of wondering, when does it get especially crazy? Final 10 laps, final 15, if there's a restart? We'll have to find out.
Absolutely. I mean, anytime there's a restart, there's a reason. The saying in racing is cautions breed cautions. Everybody trying to get as much as they can, as quickly as they can. It doesn't matter if we're at the 2-mile oval here in Fontana or at Michigan or Martinsville, Chicagoland. It doesn't matter. Everybody's trying to get as much as they can with the field bunched up. And that aggression level coming up off restarts, it leads to accidents, leads to cautions.
Yeah, you gotta have some give and take, absolutely. If you're not giving some things away and you're just taking, it's gonna come back to you. So unfortunately, we do have to look out for each other. You can see the pace car lights are off. We're getting ready to go back to green here at Auto Club Speedway. Lunacy, I see you out there. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's been a while. We're a little rusty. We're knocking that rust off here in the booth, and as you see out there on the track.
Absolutely, and again, these cars drive so much different than the Gen 6 cars we drove at the middle part of last year when the last season ended. They all do get bunched together quick, but these cars are so much more difficult to control and so much more difficult to save, as we've seen. We'll see how long if these drivers can keep them under them for the final about 38 laps here, I believe, as we get ready to go back to green.
Right, and you can see them getting bunched up quite a bit. The 96 on the outside, and he has a nice takeoff with the 43. Josh Cole down low. We're going to see Brody Folliker sitting P3rd with Travis Stroney in 4th, Justin Mons in 5th, and man, a whole gaggle of cars behind him that all are going for a position, including that dark car of Joseph Turley, P30, going 3 wide.
Yep, he tried to go to the middle there, didn't quite get it to work, but that's just the aggression. One guy goes low trying to clear the other guy trying to keep the momentum up, and you can drive it into the middle here. It's dangerous, but you can do it with this track being this wide.
You can, but I don't know if I'd suggest it with how loose they get. You can see cloudy skies out there, and that 3 car dives it down low across the start-finish line, trying to grab another position as he takes it 3 wide, heading into turn 1.
Absolutely, you gotta love it as a NASCAR fan, seeing 3, 8, and 11 all running together. A little bit of nostalgia there for you if you like that. Not a surprise, Jimmy Cocker making the outside line work in that number 11 machine up high.
Brody Folliker had the lead for a second. Andrew Allen had that nice run on the outside. He's going to kind of squeeze Brody down there, but it's
Brody
not going to work.
Oh!
Brody
the
gets
top 3 in
loose.
trouble.
Man, oh man.
Did you hear any
There
static?
goes and
Somebody
Pete
was speeding up
skates
on your radio
through.
just a few minutes ago.
I saw that coming as soon as Brody started to twitch. That's just unfortunate.
Yeah, you could see it right in that front end, just had that twitch, and like we said, it is so difficult to try to save that car, and yet we have another one with that front end damage. Let's have a little replay at what happened.
Yeah, and the other problem is if you get loose in front of other cars that are coming at full speed, all it takes is them coming up, and we've seen it in real life too, Eliza, where if you get on the back bumper of somebody as they start to wobble, that's just going to destabilize that leading car further, and it just happened right there. Brody almost had it saved, and then just around he went.
Yeah, so unfortunate, and that is our Xfinity champion. The guy has a massive amount of speed. Just unfortunate with how Auto Club, it gets loose out of nowhere. So a lot of these guys are starting to really, really feel that 4th caution of the night. Travis going to be in the lead after the chaos on that restart.
Absolutely, and unfortunately, got the 2nd and 3rd place cars of Josh Cole and Andrew Allen there. Just nowhere to go for those two, and they're going to lead a large number of cars down pit road. Tom Flitcroft, Brendan Book, among others, coming down.
Long line of drivers trying to take those tires, fix that damage. You can see it here. We'll see who beats them out, but only our front 7 are staying out on track. Everyone else is going to be going on into pit lane.
Yep, and like I said, cautions breed cautions. This is going to help those cars that have damage, that have started to get repairs done. They're going to be able to take almost a minute and a half to get that repaired, and with these cars, that is going to be massive, especially if you've got steering damage. You really, really want to get those toe links as straight as possible as this race goes on.
Yeah, you do have to repair that damage as much as you can. It's just so important, especially at a drafty track like this. And you got to make sure you have everything working properly. Otherwise, you're just going to fall hard and pretty fast here. So Travis back in the lead once again. These guys starting to come out. Our top 16 drivers are out. Brian Pizzikemi making his way out, P17. You see a little bit of maybe not some damage on that right front. I thought there might be, but he looks pretty all right. Francis Hamilton coming out, P18.
Yep, 2 veterans, 2 guys who know how to move forward in a hurry. I knew Brian from output before I came to Shake and Bake last season. If there's anybody I would not be surprised to see somehow find his way to the top 5, Shake and Bake's Kevin Hart, Shake and Bake's the closer, is that 78 car. I'm not counting him out just yet.
Yeah, I talked about it for several seasons. He is sneaky. He starts off in the rear of the field. That's his thing. He loves to do it. And then before you know it, he's out front and competing for those top spots. I will not be surprised to see him there. But, man, we got to survive the chaos first. And Josh, I see you out there. He says, recent laps remind me of the phrase, caution breeds cautions. And
Wise man.
Yeah. It happens. You're going to hear me say it throughout the season when need be. And I have a feeling possibly next week at Martinsville.
Possibly. that's
Pretty much
optimistic.
guaranteed.
Yeah, I would say guaranteed we're going to say it next week at Martinsville. I don't think we're done saying it tonight. I wouldn't mind us seeing Go Green, but we've seen it the past 2 restarts. We've not made it more than about a couple laps. So hopefully these guys can keep it clean and green for the rest of this race.
Ah, let's hope. All right, you see Travis, these drivers in the lead taking that high side. They see that as the preferred line here. You have more control and nice momentum coming off here, along with control of the tires and how the grip feels. Justin Mon's going to be on the inside. Rob Rossello, he's going to be in third. Jimmy Cocker fourth, and Andrew Sanford rounding out your top 5 as the pace car going to make his way down pit lane.
Oh boy. And seeing Jimmy lined up there, I'm thinking deja vu. He's aggressive when he sees that lead. If he gets it low and gets a good jump, he might get it. The 14, though, gets away good as we go back to green.
Yeah, not a great start for Justin Mons. I don't know if he wasn't expecting it or maybe a bad shift, a late shift. I don't know, but man, he's got drivers all over him, and you cannot pass another driver until you're past the start-finish line. And Jimmy Cocker, as soon as that happened, he's like, I got places to go, as he makes his way, hopefully, in his eyes, up to P2.
And he tried there. He had to dive it back in line in front of that 3 car, keep Rossello behind him. I called it. I knew Jimmy was going to be aggressive, try to get by the 4. He didn't quite have that momentum. Luckily, not able to, or not doesn't lose too many spots getting back up in line P3.
Yeah, he's got a driver right behind him. I want to say that was Joseph Turley. A little bit of a contact with the wall, so that's going to hold him up just a bit. Meanwhile, we got Brendan Book, who we saw in an earlier incident. He is out here P5, up 11 spots and up many spots from when we saw him hard into a wall.
Absolutely. He is on the move. It's not a surprise that Brendan's another one. Never count him out. He will be like low teens when we go back to green with like 10 laps to go. Get a few cautions. He'll be right up there challenging for a top 5 or even the win by the time we get done, as Joe Turley almost gets the fence, and they're 3 wide back there.
They're getting crazy, and you can see Travis, he's leading the field here. We have a view out his rear view mirror, and these drivers fanning out, heading into the corner. Some staying high, some going low. The biggest thing, you got to try to predict, I'll say, when this car wants to break loose, and that is a very difficult thing to do, as Travis is trying to keep them out of his draft.
Absolutely. Weaving down the backstretch, something I call a Pagano after what the former Indy 500 champion used to do. It's a good move, but you got to be careful with this car being unstable, especially on a swing back to the right to get up back by the wall on entry. Got to be careful doing that.
Look at this for second, third, and on. These guys really starting to fan out, almost going 3 wide. No surprise here at Auto Club. Jimmy Cocker and that 3 of Rob Rossello. He is out 2 wide. The sun's starting to come out. Man, haven't seen that in a minute, but racing, pretty wild here. Real, I see you out there in chat. I hope you're doing well tonight.
Track, sun coming out, track will heat up a little bit. Racing's heating up right now. This looks like we're going to get a good run. Mon's trying to stay in the draft of the 14, but he's not willing to go down on the apron. That's fair. These cars, again, don't really like the sudden transitions as Jimmy goes after Brendan in turn 1.
Jimmy Cocker down low. Brendan Book up high. It looks like he might have had a little twitch for Brendan Book. A little twitchy on that outside. We'll see if he still loses a bit, but no, it looks like Jimmy's going to pull in behind him. Rob in 5th. Andrew Sanford gonna come up there also. He's doing a fantastic job tonight. A lot of names up here that I love seeing, but man, take a look. We have a ton of Chevys out there in the field, so kind of curious if we're gonna see that a lot this season.
I mean, Chevrolet is a fairly popular brand. I mean, and it wouldn't surprise me if we do. Like, I think it might be one of the more popular cars in the iRacing officials across all 3 of the top NASCAR's top series, the A, B, and C class cars. We'll have to see for sure if we see a lot of Camaros or ZL1s or whatever Chevrolet decides to call it this week.
Travis has not moved far from where he started. He started 2nd, and he's been up here this entire time. You know, I think he's going to be a strong contender this season. He is a rookie. This will be his first time out here in SnB. Kind of curious, what are his thoughts? And, you know, it makes you wonder how they compete in other leagues. Is he super fast here? And, you know, is he super fast in other leagues? Or is that a little spread out? Because there's some leagues where you're going to be a little different than what you are in the others.
Absolutely, and it also depends what cars like they use. I'm lucky that I run in a couple leagues that use this Gen 7 car, so I've gotten to be more used to it. And I've found myself being a bit quicker. Nitro uses the O'Reilly's cars on Saturdays, where I know, not Brian, oh my God, Steven Maggio, he's gonna hate me for forgetting his name. Steven, Jonathan Jurgensmeyer, another longtime shake and bake guy, races over there, and they are wicked fast in Nitro, so it really does depend on skill level. Shake and bake has seemed to have really good drivers, though, really clean drivers as well, so look to see how they fare with this Gen 7 as the season gets going in a few weeks.
All right, Matt, 55 of 80. Let's take it through the field. Travis still leading the field P1. Brendan Book tapping the wall, sitting P2. Getting pretty excited out there. And we have Justin Mon sitting 3rd, Jimmy Cocker 4th. Andrew Sanford up 18 spots from where he started, sitting P5.
Rob Rossello hanging in 6th, although he looks like he might be about to lose it to Ryan Robertson and Joseph Turley as they look at him for those spots. Turley running 8th as we have trouble on the back straightaway. Harmon was 9th. 2 cars spinning down to the apron. I believe that's going to put Austin Mitty to P10, but chaos on the back straightaway. No caution. Rather surprised at that, but we keep it green.
Yeah, it's going to be involved teammates Tom Flitcroft and Tristan Helf. It's going to be teammates for Minutemen Motorsports. So, yeah, Tristan Helf kind of struggling tonight. I'm kind of wondering if it's something to do with his hand. He does have stitches in his hand, and he's trying to race. But we do stay green, Matt.
And hey, we like to see it. It's unfortunate for those guys, but maybe it'll be fortunate for them later in the race. They're out of the splash zone. If we get a wreck that collects a number of cars, they can get back in it later.
All right, let's take it back to the grid here. Thomas Harmon, P8th. Andrew Sanford, 9th. Austin Mitty, 10th. We're going to have Riley Sawyer and 11th, Brody Folliker. And 12th, Pete Ruzick. We saw him up in the field earlier. He sits 13th. Francis Hamilton, 14th. And Brian Pizzikimi, who we talked about moving up through the field, he's P15.
Yep, we have Philip Bridgman not far off them in that Greg Biffle, looks like a Biffle tribute car out in P16. Christopher Pugliese a little bit further back in 17th. Flitcroft 18th, Josh Cole runs the 19th, and then I believe 20th was Luke Allen, although Tristan Helf has just gone through to take over that spot.
Yeah, Luke Allen not too far behind, sitting 21st, and Jordan McGraw in 22nd. You see a little bit behind Andrew Allen, unfortunately out of the race, but Brendan Book side by side for the lead. He's going to have a little bit of a nose out, but Travis on that high side, he's going to have that high side momentum as he comes off. I don't know if it's going to be enough as Brendan takes it to the high side, gets very, very loose, has to save that 5 car.
Yeah, and it was the right move, but that HendrickCars.com Chevy switching on corner exit, he couldn't get the power down. Mons drove it in deep, and there's contact. Mons to the lead, but here comes Book.
Wow, I don't know how that Travis is gonna feel about that. We'll find out with the contact between the two, but elbows are out. You would think it was lap 79 of 80, but here we are. Lap 60 of 80 with still quite a bit of racing left in this exhibition race here at Auto Club Speedway. Side by side once again between the 5 and the 4 car. Side by side for second also. These guys getting crazy, Matt.
Well, yeah, I mean, you definitely would agree. You're thinking they've got like 2 laps to go, not 20. The way Justin drove that car down in the corner, very aggressive move. 14 pinches him down, a little bit of contact, and it opens the door for Brendan, who slipped out of 2 to be able to come back and get the lead. And now the 3 car of Rosello looking at Mons for second here as they head for 1.
See what they do, but man, Brendan with a nice little gap as second and third are going to battle it out, and you can see him fanning out behind around 13th place, but things are starting to separate just a little bit in the field, which might help it. As we've seen earlier, some of these guys are just breaking loose out of nowhere, and that brings out these random cautions. But take a look. Round P8, these guys are very, very tight, and we just saw a couple of drivers make more contact with the wall. Meanwhile, they're 2 and 3 wide around P10.
I mean, and again, Fontana, you can do that here. You can be that aggressive. Just make sure you're clear. And if you're going to throw the car in on the bottom, especially later in the run, be sure you're going to clear. And that gap is going to start to close up really fast, especially when we get down to these closing laps. We may not be done with cautions because somebody's going to try to squeeze into a gap that might not be there, and that'll be a caution. So be ready, ladies and gentlemen. We're not quite done with them yet, I think.
I'm gonna say we are. We gotta say it into existence, right? We're done with the cautions. I want to see this thing go green to the end. I want to see who's gonna win this thing. Brendan Book with a nice lead. You can see him out front here doing a fantastic job. He's had a couple of contacts with the wall. He even wrecked earlier, and you can see him out front. So anything is possible. Rob Rosello, he is out in second. Justin Mons in third, fighting with Jimmy Cocker, who takes over third right there.
He's trying to, Justin, with the run up high. I think he's going to get him. And like I just said, if you don't clear, you're gonna get freight trained. The 4 is gonna clear, and the 14 looking to try to come back up through there as well. And surprise, surprise, right behind him, one of the guys I said would be up here at the end, Thomas Harmon, making his way towards the top 5.
Yeah, these guys are just on a roll, and we do have P22 out there on the same backstretch. So these guys making their way through the backstretch into turn 3. Have a look, that single file line. These guys are flying.
Absolutely, and then a little bit further on, Luke Allen is still turning laps out there. This is not over. These leaders are going to have to get past these lappers, and I've seen it happen where even if a lapper stays where the leader says, all it takes is one car misjudging, and we get an incident. We may not, you're right, Eliza, we do need to speak it into existence. No caution, please.
That's what I'm saying. 16 to go. The thing that you're saying with lap cars here, the best thing you can do is just hold that line. Accidents happen when somebody does not hold their line. They kind of are afraid, not really sure who's going to take what spot. And so when one's weaving, the other one's bobbling, and then you just meet in the middle, and it caused a whole chaotic scene. But we don't have to worry about that just yet. But Brendan Book, he's got to be thinking about it. Where's he going to go? What's he going to do with the lap traffic? Trying to keep these guys behind him.
Absolutely, and I can tell you, when you're out front, you see lap cars in the distance, that's something else that gets in your head, because now you're already estimating, okay, where am I catching them? If I can catch them here, how do I do it? And you're starting to run through multiple things, and you got to be careful you don't get in your own head, because again, these cars are very twitchy on corner exit. You can't give the guys behind you a run. As Brendan grazes the wall off turn 4 again, this is going to get a little bit more hectic as we get down towards the end of this race.
Yeah, Justin Mons going side by side with Rob once again. Jimmy Cocker directly behind, trying to find any place he can, and Justin Mons almost loses it. You can see that brake dust poking out there out of the rear, but Travis trying to make his way up through the front. I saw give a little bump to Jimmy Cocker, trying to find his way to the lead once again.
Yep, and Jimmy, I think, saw Justin get loose, checked up just a little. Thank goodness, not a problem, although we are 4 wide off turn 4. Here comes Harmon.
Woo!
Oh, boy. Oh, they're going to hold on to it, and Cocker's going to get 4th. This is getting chaotic. They know time is running out, and they can see Brendan running away, and especially the veterans, they know Brendan. You don't want to give Brendan the lead right now. You cannot waste a lap if you're going to catch him. So they're on the move, and Thomas Harmon up to 4th off of turn 2.
Yeah, I don't know if he knew that they were 4 wide. He was squeezing the banana sandwiches out of them there. That was pretty crazy. I can tell you I was holding my breath, but Brendan, he loves seeing what he's seeing in his rear view. He's saying, "Battle it out, have at it. I need to get away." And he's got half a second gap over P2, which is Rob Rossello, who we saw hitting the wall several times earlier in the race. And here he is, P2, looking very, very solid.
Absolutely, and he's got Justin Mons, who's looked a little twitchy, but other than that, has had a very strong run as Harmon tries that bottom. Can't make it work, but he's got room to get back in line in front of Austin Mitty in P5.
And Thomas Harmon, I mean, he's up 13 spots. He is a man on a mission. You see him winning races. He's a very strong contender out there, and he's saying, enough of this. We're getting serious. We're coming into lap 70. It's time to go.
Absolutely, 11 to go here, 22 miles. This is the go time. This is when you can't make mistakes, and I said that, and oh, he saved it. Oh, and here comes Austin Mitty through to 2nd.
That is a heck of a save for Justin Mons. I don't know how he did it. Meanwhile, someone just hit the wall pretty hard. That's going to be the 2 of Ryan Robertson. He holds on to it with a huge push from Travis Stroney. I don't know how these guys are doing it, but man, oh man. Brendan Book still getting away, almost a second gap over P2, where Austin Mitty has taken that spot over, and Thomas Harmon 3 wide once again. That is for P3.
And it's just that effect of the cars getting together behind. Brendan's just driving his race. The cars behind get into each other. He says, "Thank you very much. I'll gladly take that extra half a second gap."
And we stay green. You guys, cross your fingers, cross your toes. Let's bring it to existence. We want to keep this green. And I know Brendan Book says, "Keep it green, man. No one wreck." He's doing a heck of a job out here, but that gap is quickly closing, Matt. We had a second gap. Now we're down to under half a second.
Oh, and it's those 2 cars behind. Maybe not quite working together, but when they get 2 cars faster than one, Mitty and Harmon, they know how to get it done. They are charging. Brendan, get ready. You're going to be in for it now, especially, don't look now, Eliza. 4th place, Brody Falliker back in the fight after his wreck earlier.
Oh man, take a look at this. Our Xfinity champ making his way on through the field, up 10 spots, and so far all top 4 drivers are veteran drivers. Rob Rossello, who's sitting P5, he is a rookie. Justin Mons, and we'll call him a veteran. He's been out here for several seasons, just part-time here. But man, things are starting to look very interesting in these closing laps.
I think we're seeing the tire fall off, right? Like, this track tends to burn off tires. The next gen, it's not quite as bad as in the other cars, but it does burn these tires up, especially if you push hard early, and I think we're seeing that now. Guys like Harmon, guys like Falliker, who are better on their tires, they hung back, they were able to get through the chaos, and now they're charging in the closing laps. The question is, are they going to run out of time to get that 5 out front?
How about Austin Mitty and that 77 machine, that Chili's machine? He's bringing out the spice tonight. I'll tell you, I see him do good at the start of races, but fall off a bit in the latter part of it. But tonight, man, he's doing a phenomenal job. Let's bring him home for the next 7 laps. Finish it out strong, and what an exhibition race that'll give him a lot of momentum moving into next week.
it'll give him a lot of confidence too, especially when we go to the intermediates and the slightly larger tracks. This type of run really can give you a confidence boost, especially if like you're not the most confident with the car or the track. Having a run like this, even if it's in a preseason race, it can really do wonders for your confidence.
We're having a 4-car breakaway. Take a look. Brendan Book, Thomas Harmon, Austin Mitty, and Brody Folliker. These 4 cars starting to get away from the rest of the field, about a second gap.
Mitty loose. Mitty going
Ooh.
around. Oh, this is going to be bad. This is going to be bad.
Oh,
Ooh, how
man.
did they get away from that?
I don't
Rosello.
Somebody was keying up on your radio just a few minutes ago.
Man, tough break. I don't want to say I gave him the booth jinx, but that is twice tonight talking about somebody. And then, chaos happens, but have a look. Getting loose off that exit, and you see this time and time again, he is able to keep it off the wall for the most part. I don't know. Did he make contact with anyone?
I don't know. I mean, I thought for sure Rob Rosello was going to do it, but I think he had dodged it, even though he had to lock it down to keep the car from going into the wall himself. How about that? I don't think anybody hit anybody, and when that happens up at the front of a pack, that's impressive. Well done to these drivers.
Yeah. Impressive driving by Rob, too. I mean, you can see him have to turn super hard and losing it coming off, having to peel off from him. But, man, ends up saving it. So, phenomenal job.
Absolutely. I mean, and I can guarantee you, I mean, I see in the text chat for the league, Austin Mitty not quite thrilled with that, and I can guarantee you, Brendan Book probably not thrilled either. He looked like he was checking out. Now he's going to have to do it all over again in a sprint.
It's going to be close, and, this is the part where I always say cautions breed cautions. You're coming down to the wire here. Everyone has elbows out, super aggressive, but you gotta finish the race in one piece. If you're wrecking out there, you're not finishing the race. So, see a lot of drivers coming on down pit lane, though.
Absolutely. Despite what Landon Castle said when Danica Patrick tried to take him out, to finish first you have to finish. That's the #1 rule of any racing. You can't do it with a wrecked race car. Ignore Clint Boyer on his roof at Daytona. We'll ignore that. And you have to get to the finish in one piece. We'll see if they can keep it clean and green, or if we're going to go to overtime. Let's hope not.
Yeah, we wanted to see him finish strong. Heck, they had a lot of good green flag run there, but we'll see how they finish it here. It'll be interesting to see how it turns out. You see Tristan, a lot of these drivers, 44 trouble on pit lane. That's going to be Brody Folliker not moving in that machine, so not sure exactly what happened there.
And how about that? Harmon, I don't know if it was strategy or if he got in his box better than everyone else, but that 68 machine jumps to the lead on pit exit. And I know I said Brendan Book is somebody you don't want to see leading. This is the ultimate one, folks, that you don't want. If you're trying to run him down, this is the ultimate one you don't want to see leading, because Thomas knows how to get it done from just about everywhere, especially when he's out front.
Yeah, that's going to be a wild one. He's going to have a lot of anxious drivers behind him trying to get that spot. We'll see how that goes, but I got to get Brendan Book in the booth here. Brendan, it's Eliza. How you doing? I kidnapped you, sorry.
Oh, yeah, I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing good. I know you were leading the race. Unfortunately, I know you don't want to see this caution. What's your goal moving forward? What's your strategy?
I mean, I was hoping to come off first, but, I mean, I guess it is what it is. So, I mean, honestly, I want to finish the race. I don't want to crash and this all be for nothing, even though it means nothing. So I guess I'm just going to try to keep it clean and have a decent restart here and just to keep myself in contention.
Well, you've come back from a wrecked car and made your way up here, so anything is possible. I wish you good luck going into these final laps.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. You heard it from Brendan there. He doesn't want a wrecked car. We talked about it, Matt. Nobody wants a wrecked car. You got to finish it. You have to finish strong. You have to have a car to finish. So we'll see what happens.
Absolutely. This isn't Talladega Nights where you can get out of the car and run across the line to finish the race. You have to finish it. your car has to cross the line to finish, even if it's upside down and on fire. Another Clint Boyer reference. And
I
you
love
can't, you can't, I've got a number of them as well. Luckily we've not had any garage spanning brawls yet because nobody's wiped out Boyer yet. Fingers crossed we don't see that. We've got 2 laps to go. It's going to be a natural green-white checkered.
Oh, man.
Aggression is going to be high because restart plus this, and I think the chaos. Pete Ruzick is going to restart from 3rd or 4th. He got out relatively in front. Probably took 2 tires to do so. Get ready. There could be some chaos when we go green.
Gonna start on board with Thomas Harmon. He takes, once again, the high side. All these leaders taking that high side. You gotta love it. But we're getting ready to go back green. Here we go. Andrew Sanford right behind him. Brendan Book on that inside. And these guys are off and running too wide all the way through. Already fanning out past the start-finish line.
They've got to go, well, and especially if you're that far in the back, like Francis Hamilton, Jimmy Concord, you've got to go. You've got to get your car as far forward as you can. Brendan Book didn't get a horrible restart there with Harmon, but Harmon able to gap him by a couple of cars down the back straightaway, heading for turn 3.
And we make it to the final lap and finish this exhibition race number 1. Thomas Harmon looks like he's going to lead us to the final lap here. Brendan Book in 2nd, Andrew Sanford 3rd. Man, chaos going about 4 on. We're final lap. Thomas Harmon. It is on from here on out. What's it going to be, Matt?
I mean, Harmon's got a great lead right now. Brendan's going to have to do something if he wants any shot at that 68 car, because if you're going to beat Thomas Harmon, you're going to have to be very aggressive down into turn 3. He's got to run. Let's see if he gets close enough to try something.
Top 3 drivers are veteran drivers. Ryan Robertson in 4th, a rookie driver, and it looks like Thomas Harmon. Here he comes off the exit of turn 4 through the tri-oval. He is going to bring it home. A winner here, Thomas Harmon, and a huge wreck in the back. Brendan Book in 2nd, Andrew Sanford 3rd, Ryan Robertson 4th, and Travis Stroney P5.
How about a recovery for Ryan Robertson? I know it's not back to where he was when he got loose out of 2, but that's a great drive to come all the way back to a P4 result. And Travis Stroney coming home where he did great work for them.
Absolutely. I want to try to go back and see if we can find where that wreck happened. I'm not sure we can find out where that happened at, but back here.
Looked to me like maybe Brian Pizzakemi got loose coming off the corner, and then it just, everybody's going, nobody's going to lift off turn 4, and he just leaned on somebody, they kept leaning, and then they started wrecking.
Yeah, pure chaos, but Thomas Harmon, he is our winner. Legend Josh, yeah, these guys did great. Let's have a look. Thomas Harmon as he celebrates. Man, what a race to win here. Auto Club, I love this track. You see him celebrating out here. We'll have to bring him in the booth. Brendan Book in 2nd, Andrew Sanford in 3rd. We'll try to get these guys in here.
Absolutely, and I knew it off that restart. It looked like he was going to have it, and it was going to be tough for Brendan, but a great job from Harmon.
Few teams out finishing very strong tonight, and we have Thomas Harmon. A nice celebration, up 16 spots from where you started. Thomas, man, what a wild night. How did you make that happen?
Really the pit crew, because that dirty air was horrible. You can make do by just being patient, but if you had a couple of guys fighting you, it was really hard to pass. But I got lucky. It got some clean air on the nose when I got towards the front and was able to make up a few more spots than what I would have back in the pack. But good times.
Were you loose, tight? How were you feeling trying to make your way through?
Having the dirty air on the nose kind of helped for the looseness at the beginning of the run, but even at the end of that long run, right before that last yellow, it was starting to get a little loose underneath me. But it was only on corner exit. It was really tight in the center and middle, though. But yeah, it started building loose in the back half of that run.
Very nice. And I gotta ask, what is your favorite battle that you saw out there tonight?
Honestly, it was right around when I was mid pack, there was a big old group of guys that we were just back and forth for, oh god, 10, 15 laps. It might have been like 5, but it just felt like about 10 or 15. But we were all together there for a while until we all finally got it sorted out.
A hell of a race. A great way to start the season. I know it's not for points, but man, it gives you some nice momentum moving forward. Next week we're at Martinsville. How you feeling about that?
Well, I'm probably going to be in the infield at some point. Um, I might be in the stands. I don't know. We'll see.
Fair enough. Great win, and it's great seeing you back out there this season again.
Good to be out there. Thank you, guys.
All right, Matt, we got Brendan Book out there, P2, and I'll tell you, first, second, and third, they have some nice gains. Thomas gaining 16 spots, Brendan gaining 14.
Absolutely. Brendan, we knew it was going to be difficult behind Harmon on that restart. You obviously wanted to come out in the lead, didn't quite have it. Got a good jump on the restart, but was there anything you could have done to maybe catch Harmon as you in that final couple of laps there?
I think I could have full throttled him in one of the corners if I really wanted to. Other than that, there was probably no, unless I had help maybe a half a lap earlier down the front stretch on, coming to take the white maybe. Could have, being a little closer into one, but like Harmon said, it was hard to pass. Unless you kind of, just took your time. If you the true laps, you couldn't really do much. Like, at least for the front, I think in the back you could make things happen just because everyone's lifting and everyone's in the dirty air. But I mean, yeah, I don't really think there's much I could do right there.
Gotta ask the same question Eliza asked Thomas. Was there any battle out there tonight you saw that you liked? Well, what was the best one you saw?
I mean, I guess for me it was, other than me spinning myself out early in the race. So I guess the first quarter, third of the race didn't mean much for me. But I mean, once I kind of got back up the race my way up there and got to the lead, I mean, it was fun racing with those guys. With the 4 car and the 14, and I think the 3 was up there and the 2. But I mean, that was really the most fun I had, I guess, once I got to the lead. So.
Gotcha. How did you manage to work your way back up through there? Because we saw you have that trouble early, and like Thomas said, like you've said, it's exceedingly hard to pass in these cars at this track. How did you manage to work your way back through?
I mean, initially, I just, kind of took what was, what was there for me, using the high side. Usually people will take the bottom, and obviously it's not the most fun way, but just ride the high side, you'll get those spots. And then I know I did pit there, when some of those guys stayed out, and so it's only like 6 lap fresher tires or 8, but I think that did make a difference a little bit, so I could at least dive it in deeper on the bottom and just pretty much just clear them. What I really had to do, which was I think that was the way to pass when you're in the middle of the pack. Just send it and clear and keep on going.
Gotcha. Well, we go to Martinsville next week for the second race of this preseason. How you feeling going there? It's obviously going to be a bit of a rough and tumble one, and you think you're going to join Thomas in the grandstand at some point, or you think you're going to try to come home one spot better than you did tonight?
Uh, I mean, I don't know if I'll make it to Martinsville just so I can save my stress level for I don't want to start the season with it pegged. Um, um, I really don't like that track on iRacing. I really don't trust myself or trust other people, and so I might just sit that one out and get a breather.
Entirely fair. Enjoy then you can enjoy one of the Martinsville hot dogs while we watch everybody else have beat up race cars.
Thank you.
All right, all right. Good job, Brendan. Good drive tonight for P2. See you, and we'll see you either in Martinsville or our third preseason race in 2 weeks.
Yep. Looks like we actually tied, so it looks like I actually got P3 based on what I'm seeing, but I don't know what the sim says.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
That's also what I'm seeing.
Oh.
Yeah, for me, it has you second, Andrew third.
Interesting.
All
Anyway,
right, Andrew, up 20 spots. That's insane. Take us through your race. How did you make it through the field? I know it's difficult to pass, so how were you able to accomplish that?
I mean, honestly, the entire time I was just trying to not drive like I normally do. I feel like sometimes I'm a little too patient with these runs.
Yeah.
So I was really trying to make some moves, and honestly, that first run of the race was really fun because it was just kind of slow, methodical, work my way up, and I think finally got up to about P5 or P6 after right around that first caution. But a lot of just picking your moves when you needed to, and I don't know, not getting stuck on the bottom, I think was the biggest call.
Absolutely. Were there any drivers that kind of surprised you, or any rookies that surprised you with their speed or their driving abilities?
I'm not going to say surprised, but I know that, Ryan, Travis, Riley, Austin, those are all guys that I know are going to be strong. And I'm excited to see a bunch of those guys over here. I run with some of them on, specifically Ryan and Travis on Tuesday nights the next gen. And I'm excited to see how well they do in SnB. And I'm excited to see a lot of the fresh faces that are in here.
I agree, but I am actually very excited to see you in the booth tonight, and I want to see more of this throughout the season. So I'm super pumped to see you up here in the booth, get a win. I'm loving it, so I'm excited to see where it happens and get you that win. As far as Martinsville goes, how you feeling about that?
See, I normally like Martinsville. So it's gonna depend on, I think, just having a good qualifying and staying out of the stuff in the chaos in the mid pack and back. But I don't know. I think it'll depend on how everyone else races, if we're gonna enjoy it or not. But as a track, I love it. It's so much fun.
All right. Well, good to hear. Hope to see you out there and in the booth again afterwards. But man, great race, great third place finish, and let's see more of it for sure.
Appreciate it. Looking forward to hopefully doing some more of this season.
Absolutely. All right, Matt. Your first race in the booth and not on track. How was it for you?
Definitely eventful. Was a lot of fun. Good, very good passing. Very good race to watch from the booth. It was very exciting, and looking forward to the rest of this season. It was good to shake the cobwebs out and get a fun race to do it to do it on.
All right. Well, next week, you heard it. We are back. We're going to be headed to Martinsville. The paperclip is going to be crazy. You're going to see chaos. You're going to see a little bit of everything. So I'm excited. Thank you guys so much for tuning in with us. Riley, I see you out there. Man, you were doing amazing tonight. Great to see you out there. Hopefully we see you in the booth next week. Hopefully that would be awesome. But thanks for tuning in tonight, guys. Be sure to tune in next week for Martinsville. That's all we got for tonight. See you next time.
Take care, everyone.